Hey, this is Isaac. I'm glad to spend just a few minutes helping you in one area. I'm in this series called Change Agent, and this past week we discussed, or we entered into our first installment. The name of that sermon was Mundane, Move Over. And I gave you 3 principles on how to live a transformed life. And within that sermon, my very first principle was learning how to focus your growth. That is, selecting one area of your life that you actually want to grow. Choosing where you want to win. That's what I believe my mentor, Stephen Furtick had alluded to. Choose where you want to win. And what happened was that I got a lot of feedback, encouraging emails of people just saying, well, there's so many things that I want to do. How do I determine, what I want, what I should focus on, and how do I make that decision? This is designed for you to struggle, you to toil, you to pray, you to meditate over. But the truth of the matter is, when I'm life coaching and I'm speaking life into people, what I have discovered is that they always find the struggle is always when I ask them, what is the one thing you want to do this year? One thing that you want to do well. They always say, well, I want to do this, this, and this, and this. And the truth of the matter is, we have a tendency to have too many tabs open in our lives. And so when you have too many tabs open, even like in my computer, and I'm guilty of it, you can't do one thing well because so many different things have your attention. And so the challenge is, can you narrow this thing down so that you can focus on one area, one thing in your life where you actually want to grow, you actually want to do well? And so my challenge is, or my question is, who are you called to be? What are you called to do? How do you plan to do it? These are questions that should help you navigate this area when you're trying to discover your area that you want to focus your growth, you want to feed your growth, and you want to celebrate your growth. And people don't understand is that, yes, I'm life coaching. Yes, I'm a host a conference that's a relationships conference based on the book No Regrets that I wrote a few years ago. And people look and they say, man, I want that, or how do I walk in purpose? But what people don't understand is that I came to a point in my life where I had too many tabs open. I had a nonprofit that I was trying to launch, that I got incorporated, that's connected to Africa in my heart, which is in Kenya. And I was just entering into the adjunct professor in the city of Memphis, something that I really always wanted to do. And then I kept saying year after year for about 10 years, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to write a book. And so every year I have my New Year's resolutions, and I got these 3 or 4 or 5 things that I wanted to do. And then God challenged me in 2013. He said, when are you just going to do one thing well? Because you keep saying you're going to do this and this. And so we have so many things going on that we do a few things or a lot of things okay and not one thing well. And my challenge to you is, where is the one area that you want to focus your growth? The one area. Because I had to postpone my nonprofit. I had to pull my hat out of the candidacy of just being an adjunct professor, something that I love to do. And I almost got fired from my job because I wasn't as available to do certain things around the church, which is teaching and preaching, because I wanted to focus on writing the book. The book, No Regrets, was the one thing I wanted to do well. And I actually had a chance to actually write it and release it. And so now people are reaping the fruit of something that I did. I focused on the one thing that I wanted to do well, right? The thing is this. I'm not saying the other things in your life are not important, but we have a tendency of giving oxygen to things that are important but not urgent, things that are urgent and not important. And so I'm not saying the other things that you're having, the other options you have are not important, but are they important and are they urgent? Is it speaking to what God has called you to do, who God has called you to be? You have to narrow these things down, and some things, it may not be time, it may not be the season for you to give energy and resources to that very thing. Narrow down your area of growth, because you have to choose where you want to grow. And where you're choosing to grow, you're also making a decision that you're not going to grow or you're not going to win. Choose where you want to win. You're going to also find there's going to be an area where you're not going to be able to win. There's going to be people that you're not going to be able to win. That's okay. It's your season, it's your time to focus on that one thing you want to do well, not just okay. This is my challenge to you. You focus on your area of growth, and then you're able to feed that area of growth, and then you're able to celebrate that area of growth. And as you do that, you will find that you can move on to the next thing in your life that God is bringing to your attention. But you can't do a whole lot of things well. I hope this helps you. Yes, in the sermon, I talked about how many of us are praying the prayer of Jabez when we should be praying the prayer of Solomon. Jabez was one who asked for all territory. Lord, just enlarge my territory. Give me more, give me more. But Solomon, he had the opportunity to have everything. And then he just asked God, just give me wisdom so that I could lead your people well. And God blessed him with so much more because he was able to focus where he wanted to win, focus where he wanted to grow. He didn't ask for a whole lot. Sometimes God gives us limitations, and sometimes it's a blessing in having only one or two things to be able to choose from. Have a wonderful day.